Naruto, 10 Ways the Kage Have Failed the Ninja World. The Kage are respected powerful leaders who are expected to protect their people. Despite this, they have failed the ninja world in different ways. The Kage system came to be in the Naruto world when Hashirama Senju and Madara Uchiha joined forces to create the village of their dreams where there'd be peace and kids wouldn't have to go to war again. Hashirama Senju ended up becoming the first Hokage of the village. Seeing the system that the Land of Fire implemented, the other great shinobi nations did the same, and thus the shinobi villages were born. Each with their own Kage. Although the Kage put an end to the Warring States era, they ended up failing the shinobi world in countless other ways. 10. The Kage enslaved the tailed beasts. The tailed beasts were created after Hagoromo Otsutsuki, the sage of 6 paths, split the chakra of the 10 tails into 9 parts shortly before his death. Having been with Hagoromo for quite a while, the beasts loved him, but they were eventually hurt and let down by humans after his death. The Kage only made this problem worse by enslaving them one by one. Hashirama Senju, the first Hokage, was the one who started to enslave the beasts and then distributed them to other villages as well. 9. The Kage created the Jinchuriki system. The only Jinchuriki in the Naruto series until the era of the shinobi villages was Hagoromo Otsutsuki. The idea of a Jinchuriki died with him. However, after the creation of the shinobi villages, Hashirama Senju's wife, Mito Uzumaki, became the Jinchuriki of the 9 tails. This marked the start of a cursed system where every village would have a Jinchuriki to be used as a tool, completely undermining their value as human beings and reducing them to mere weapons. 8. Their lack of leadership led to countless wars. As the leaders of the village, the Kage are responsible for making all the major decisions. The utmost priorities of a Kage are the protection of the people and to properly raise the next generation. As Hiruzen Sarutobi once said, sadly, the Kage and their failed leadership over generations led to countless wars. Their failure to stop small skirmishes from erupting into wars devastated countless villages and killed thousands of adults and kids alike. 7. The Kage ended up sending children to war. When Hashirama and Madara created Konohagakure and essentially gave birth to the village system, they did so to create an era of peace where kids would never have to fight again. Unfortunately, the peace that they sought didn't come to be until the era of Naruto Uzumaki. Prior to that, every village fought countless wars. The Third Great Ninja War, in particular, saw all the villages lacking manpower, and to make up for it, children who were barely genin ended up fighting on the battlefield, many of whom died as well. 6. The Konohagakure Kage led to the downfall of the Uchiha clan. Ever since Hashirama Senju was made the first Hokage of Konoha, the Uchiha clan started becoming wary of a village that didn't accept them entirely. Tobirama's reign saw the Uchiha's relationship with the village get worse as he wasn't fond of them at all. Eventually, all this led to the Uchiha clan massacre during the reign of the third Hokage who, although never wanted it to happen, didn't do much to stop it. With the exception of a few members, the clan was wiped out because they started an uprising after years of being treated horribly. 5. The Kage used other villages as their battleground. All the big villages that fought the major shinobi wars did so while thinking little of what their war would do to the rest of the world. Often, these villages chose other smaller villages as their battlefield to fight on, and Amigakure is one such example. Although Amigakure had nothing to do with the war, they were devastated and left in a condition worse than the villages that fought the wars. The Kage created countless war orphans and killed thousands of shinobi, which would eventually lead to the birth to the Akatsuki itself. 4. The Kage played a part in leading up to the Fourth Great Ninja War. The Kage were, more or less, all responsible for paving way for the Fourth Great Ninja War. Tobarama Senju, in particular, was one of the biggest causes of the war even though he was long dead. His mistreatment of the Uchiha clan is what caused the likes of Madara Uchiha and Obito Uchiha to seek a world of dreams. The infinite Tsukuyomi. At the same time, he created the Edo Tensei that formed the majority of the opposition forces during the war and killed thousands of shinobi. 3. The Kage couldn't trust one another. The Kage are leaders of their respective villages, and even before Naruto's time, they met up often to discuss the events of the world at a Kage summit. Yet, they always failed to see eye to eye and waited for opportunities to take advantage of the other. Had they learned to put their differences aside for the sake of the shinobi world and the lives they wanted to defend, countless wars could have been prevented and the world would have been in a much better state. 2. Some Kage used organizations such as the Akatsuki for their gain. Despite the Akatsuki being known as a criminal organization, some villages, like Iwagakure, didn't hesitate in hiring them on contract to do their dirty work for them. This, inevitably, made the Akatsuki stronger gradually and played a part in leading up to the events of the Fourth Great Ninja War. The Akatsuki gained so much power that they single-handedly threatened the entire world's peace. Had the Kage not secretly aided their growth as Inoki did, the Fourth Great Ninja War could have been prevented. 1. The Kage raised the kids wrong. Even though the goal of establishing a shinobi village was to protect the kids, the teachings of a few Kage were completely wrong. Tobarama Senju, while a decent leader in some aspects, gave rise to shinobi like Danzo with his ideology. At the same time, Yagura created the era of bloody mist where kids killed each other to become the strongest. Others did little to prevent the kids from treating the Jinchuriki with disdain. Evidently, the Kage system is quite flawed, but thanks to Naruto Uzumaki, things are much better than before.